Look at this thing. Look at it. This snake plant is literally escaping its pot. There are new growth points pushing out of every corner, roots crawling up over the soil, and pups multiplying like it's on a mission. And do you want to know the best part? You can have a snake plant that looks exactly like this, even if yours has barely moved in months. I'm going to share with you today the two most powerful methods for getting a truly full snake plant. And we're also going to talk about something that almost every plant parent gets completely wrong. Stick with me, because if you apply even one of these tips today, your plant will never look the same again. Here's the secret that nobody tells you, and it changed everything for my plants. Snake plants are sold, marketed, and talked about as low-light plants. And yes, they can survive in low light, but survive and thrive are two very different things. If you want your snake plant to grow faster, put out new pups, look full and lush. It needs bright light. I have mine on the floor directly below a south-facing window, where it gets actual direct sunlight for a portion of the day. And the growth rate? Absolutely wild. I've propagated this exact plant 2 or 3 times, and it just keeps exploding. Now, I do want to flag this. You can see these tips starting to turn a pale yellow color. That's your plant waving a little flag saying, "Hey, this is slightly too much direct sun." The fix is easy. Just pull it back about a foot from the window and the rest of the plant stays perfectly healthy. See how the lower leaves are still deep green and robust? That's what we want. If you genuinely don't have great natural sunlight in your space, no shame, many of us don't, there is a wonderful solution. Grow lights. There are so many incredible options now at different price points and styles. A basic clip-on grow light on a timer can absolutely replicate that high-light environment and unlock fast growth even in the darkest apartment. Okay, let's talk soil, because this is where so many people accidentally kill their snake plants without ever realizing it. You've probably heard the phrase well-draining soil thrown around everywhere. But what does that actually mean? It means your soil should not hold onto water for a long time. Regular, heavy potting soil, the standard bag from the garden center, is designed to retain moisture. That's perfect for thirsty plants, but for snake plants, it's basically a root rot trap. Wet roots plus low light plus heavy soil equals a dead snake plant. Here is the mix I use. And I want to stress, there is no perfect recipe. This is not complicated. I take some tropical potting soil as my base. Then I add orchid bark for chunky aeration, perlite for drainage, and a bit of coarse sand. The result is a loose, gritty, fast-draining mix that dries out between waterings the way this plant loves. Mix yours to something like this. Rough, textured, not at all like a fine, smooth soil. And you will never have root rot again. I promise you that. Can I be honest with you? And I mean truly honest, even though it might be a little uncomfortable. Most of us are underwatering our snake plants. I know what you've heard. Don't overwater. These plants hate water. And so we water once every 3 weeks and wonder why our plant looks sad. Here is the real truth. Overwatering is not about the amount of water. It is about the combination of the wrong soil and not enough light. If your soil drains well and your plant gets good light, the roots will dry out properly between waterings. And when you water thoroughly. You water until it pours freely out the drainage hole, like this. And if you are ever unsure whether your snake plant needs water, look at the stem. Not the leaves, the stem. Do you see those vertical wrinkles along the sides? That is your plant quietly telling you it is thirsty. Once the soil is completely dry and you spot those wrinkles, give it a thorough soak all the way through. A couple of quick wins before we get into the really exciting stuff. You're fertilizing. Snake plants are not heavy feeders. You don't need to be measuring out precise doses on a schedule. I dilute my fertilizer to a very light concentration and add it to my water with almost every watering. It's gentle, consistent, and it works beautifully. And please, wipe your leaves. These gorgeous striped leaves collect dust fast, which actually blocks light absorption and attracts pests. Take a damp cloth and gently clean each leaf every couple of weeks. It takes 5 minutes and your plant will thank you with noticeably shinier, more vibrant foliage. Now here is where things get really exciting. We're going to repot this plant, and this process alone is going to unlock a whole new chapter of growth. When I pulled this plant out, I honestly had to break the pot. Look at this rhizome, this thick orange stem that snakes horizontally underground and then suddenly erupts upward into a whole new plant. That right there is the reproductive secret weapon of the snake plant. It just keeps finding new spots to grow. I always recommend going up 1 pot size, not 2, not 3. 1. Too large a pot means too much soil holding moisture around the roots, which slows things down. A snug but not cramped pot encourages that healthy outward growth. This is method 1 for getting a fuller snake plant. Combining plants in a single pot. When you divide a root-bound plant, instead of separating everyone into their own individual pots, you deliberately arrange multiple divisions together in one larger pot. Instant visual fullness, instant depth and layering. I am doing exactly that here. I've got the main repotted plant, I'm adding back in one of the separated pups, and I'm also tucking in a smaller bird's nest variety at the front. The result? A pot that looks like it has been growing for years. You can mix same species varieties for a rich, textured look. You can mix the tall, dramatic ones with the compact, rosette varieties. You can even mix your snake plant with other succulents or drought-tolerant companions. The key is leaving a little space at the edges, because remember, those rhizomes are going to keep expanding. Now here is where it gets really, truly exciting for plant nerds like us: propagation. And there are 2 beautiful methods: leaf cuttings and division. Let me walk you through both. Method A. Leaf cuttings. Take a leaf, ideally one that is healthy but not one of your prettiest show leaves. Using clean, sharp pruning shears or a utility knife, slice it off as close to the base as you can. Now here's the move most people skip. Cut the leaf into smaller sections, about 3 to 4 inches each. Now pay attention here because this is the part that trips everyone up. Orientation matters. The bottom of each section, the end that was closest to the base of the plant, must be the end that goes in the water or soil. If you flip it upside down, it will not root. Full stop. One optional trick: cut a V-notch into the bottom of each section. This increases the surface area for rooting and prevents the flat cut end from getting all its roots squished when you place it in the container. I find it does help with getting a cleaner, more spread out root system. I have to be real with you, this method takes time. We are talking many months before you see a new growth point emerge. It is a patience game. But the day that tiny new plant unfurls from the edge of a leaf cutting, pure magic. Important note on variegation. One big thing to know: if you have a variegated snake plant, one with those gorgeous creamy yellow or white margins, leaf cuttings will not preserve that variegation. The new plant will revert to the plain green base form. To keep variegation, you must propagate by division only. Method B. Division of poops/rhizomas. Division is faster, more reliable, and preserves all variegation. Find where the rhizome connects a pup to the mother plant. You will feel or see that horizontal orange stem. Use a clean, sharp knife, slice cleanly through it, and you now have an independent new plant with its own root system, ready to pot up immediately. Here's a fascinating growth hack I've experienced myself. Divided plants seem to grow faster. The theory is that when you separate a pup, it feels a biological urgency to establish itself, and it pushes out new growth points more aggressively. I cannot prove this with science, but I have seen it over and over. Let me walk you through the actual repotting process so you know exactly what to do when your plant is ready. Start with a pot, one size up from the current one. Cover the drainage hole with a small stone, not to block it, just to prevent all your beautiful chunky soil from escaping on the first watering. Add a layer of your well-draining soil mix to the bottom. Before you add soil, do a dry run arrangement. Place all your plants in the pot and decide on positioning. Leave enough room at the sides for future growth. You want this arrangement to look even more impressive in 6 months, not crowded and stressed. Pack the soil gently around the roots using a pencil or a chopstick to work it into all the gaps. You don't want air pockets, but also don't press down too hard. You want the soil to stay loose and breathable. After repotting, I take my plant straight to the shower. This does two things. It sprays the leaves clean of any dust and garden debris, and the gentle water flow helps settle and compact the new soil around the roots. Let it drain completely before placing it back in its spot. For the first 2 to 3 weeks after repotting, keep the plant in its bright location but hold back on fertilizing. Give it time to recover and establish in the new soil. After that, resume your normal routine and watch the magic begin. And there it is, your complete guide to a fuller, faster-growing, absolutely stunning snake plant. Let's recap. Number 1, give it real bright light. Number 2, use chunky, well-draining soil. Number 3, water thoroughly, not timidly. Number 4, combine plants in a single pot for instant fullness. And number 5, propagate and divide, because separation sparks growth. If this video helped you, please give it a thumbs up. It honestly means the world and helps other plant people find this content. Drop a comment below telling me, what does your snake plant look like right now? I read every single one. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, plant family.